Right, well here we are at the premier location, northern Illawarra. The view of the gateway. There it is, view second to none. Mount Mitchell, Mount Irvine, Mount Kembla, Flat Top, Mount Kira as well. The whole of the Illawarra, and this is the people's paradise. What we're going to look at here is the impact of the hand of man when it's unguided and when it's uncontrolled. We've got a national park here, and what we see here is the effect of people who, for some reason best known to themselves, decided to do some clearing in a national park. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the first of at least 20 trees. This is coastal banksia, Banksia integrifolia. Has a lovely white undersurface, and when it's cut down you can see how exposed it is. You can see that white undersurface. It doesn't have a serrated edge like the normal Banksia serrata. It's got a smooth edge. So this is the Banksia species which is indigenous to this particular area. What you see is someone's gone along here with a chainsaw and just tried to cut it down. And we've got 4 here at least, and using the tape measure, in the old values we've got 9.5 inches, and in new values in the metric system we've got 240 millimetres. So there's your 240 mils. On this particular one you can see how freshly it is cut and chainsawed. Probably, yes, there's the chainsaw impact, and you can see this has been broken down as well. And we just walk over here, climb over here, and repetition of the same without DA, without any. Well, this is what happens when people decide to take the law into their own hands. They don't go to council, they just start cutting. You go further back to the Banksia. Now this is, trees are about 5 metres tall. Another one here. This one's 11.5 inches across. Actually all but 300 mils, 290 mils in the bowl, and that's a clean cut. This was done by about a week or so ago, on the Saturday we discovered it. And you can see the outrage doesn't stop here. We've got further examples. So here we are, and these are more examples of the same. We're in the hang glider landing area, and we've got 1, 2, 3, another 2 up there. This one's 180 mil, being just a straight chainsaw cut. And this provides a little buffer. This provides a sort of a natural introduction to the bush of the Illawarra. View of the coast. When we come here, we've got native plants planted. These have been growing quite for some time. You don't get a 5 metre tree like that. So probably 10, 15 years of growth, maybe even more, 20 years gone. Only that. We've hacked in the tea tree here. Left a spermum, cut into that. Another one. Didn't want that, got rid of that. And now we'll walk up the monument and see a few more. This is a spot that everyone turns up at to look at that view. So here's a tea tree, getting close to the monument, knocked down. Come back out here. More Banksia integrifolia just cut down. The concern is that this part of the program. You know, where do these guys stop? So that's just to get your bearings. There's the monument up there, the air sock, wind sock for the hang glider pilots. If we look over here, whoever's been doing this, probably a program of keeping all this, this vegetation slowly coming up the hill trimmed. And what we see, probably about 5 over there. There, there. There's more further back. Without any DA, done illegally. So up there at the monument is controlled by Wollongong Council. Once we come over the brow of the hill and go down here, this is part of the extension of the Royal National Park. It's actually the Garrawarra State Conservation Area. So what we're looking at here is people coming in and effectively cutting these trees down illegally in a conservation area, which extends all the way around there, above the train line. Well, here we are sitting right where we've just been looking up towards the beach from, in the Garrawarra Conservation Area, and this just shows you the resilience of the Australian bush. Here we have 2 of these baby coastal banksias, Banksia integrifolia, starting up here amongst all this, amongst the poa and the lamandra. But further up, even the lamandra has been cut and shifted, just erased, and grass has been planted. Well, this is a sequel we've just discovered that's coming up to the top of the hill. This is the natural bush here, Lamandra longifolia. It covers it everywhere, and you've got the Banksia integrifolia, the Banksia just growing up amongst it. Just like here, here's the Banksia, here's the Lamandra. And what we see, we know of no DA for this. It's all being cut back. What on earth for? Why would you compromise the stability of a slope with this sort of vegetation removal? So here you see more of the work of the hand that's been clearing this. Here's the Lamandra. Lamandra's been cut right back. All Lamandra just pulled out. And here we see, fresh on the ground, Banksia integrifolia, the young one, cut off, thrown away. Here's more here. Big concern is this is all narrabeen group, soft shales, clay stones, and a vertical incision like this in the hill, removing the vegetation, will just accelerate the erosion downhill. It should, if anything, be tiered. But there's no tiering here, it's just a straight, this looks like it's been whipper-snipped and the natural bush has been removed, it's been cut. Lamandra's cut, poa's cut. And there's more trees cut down on the edge of that stand of trees there. Now, are they being, is the stand of trees being slowly hacked down the hill? Now one of the hills bald, we've got people making it bald.
Yep.
Mount Mitchell, Mount Irvine, Mount Kembla, Mount Kira, and back to here. And here we have how to execute a tree with just 2 chainsaw cuts. One through here. This one 170 mil, 6.5 inches. This one, so you can see it, about 7.5 inches, 190 mil. Banksia integrifolia, native species. We're in the Garrawarra Conservation Area. Cut down. More of them cut down all the way around there. No consent from council, just do it. So, well, here you can see the impact of an immediate clearing of the natural bush that's occurred in the last year. The Lamandra used to finish pretty much on this line here. And all this section here has been sown to grass poorly because we've got the fireweed coming up here. More fireweed, thistles, and of course coffinweed. Been chewed a lot by the deer. There you can see just the impact. The weeds are taking over wherever the hand of man's cleared, and it's only where the vegetation is undisturbed that the weeds can't get a hold. So if humans keep doing this disturbance, this is the sort of thing that we would get if someone wasn't here to mow it and cut it all the time. Well, I remember this region many years ago when the mandra ended there, and you can see just what happens when they knock out the mandra and sow it to grass, get a hang gliding area. So we get more of the weeds, and here's a little Banksia integrifolia, and you'd have to ask the question, next to the fireweed, who is going to look after these?